Hey folks, it's Rob from Rob's Movie Collection, and I got a bit of a haul to show you here. It's stuff I've been collecting for the last couple of months, and I keep thinking, planning to do a haul video, and I'd rather do other videos, and so I did my Don Knotts video instead. But it's kind of starting to stack up, so I have to get it all cataloged and put away. So here we go. So I got from a couple of different places. And at the end, I'll show you something that I've been wanting to get for a really long time, and I finally was able to get it. So first, let's start with the Dollar Tree, or Dollar Store, which, by the way, should be changed to the $1.25 store. Bastards. Rare finds from the Dollar Store. I say rare because I rarely find anything there. But I found this Big Tough Guys. It's actually a tin. So a bunch of movies with Humphrey Bogart, John Garfield, Mickey Rooney as the tough guy. Yeah, I don't know how good the quality is on these. They're usually not that good with this type of thing, but for $1.25, not $1, I figure I'd pick it up. It's so rare to find anything that even interests me over at the Dollar Tree with their movies. And the other two things I got were these Roger Corman horror collections. It's pretty cool. 5 movies. Is this piece of tape here? Great. Little Shop of Horrors, The Terror, Dementia 13, She Gods of Shark Reef, where's a title for you, and Swamp Women, of course. Pretty cool. Yeah, all these here. And as well, another one, Roger Corman Drive-In Collection, Beast from Haunted Cave, which I think I might have on another disc. The Wild Ride, The Fast and the Furious, the original Fast and the Furious. No, what's his name? What is his name? The guy, whatever. Anyway, Nowhere in Sight. T-Bird Gang and High School Big Shot. There you go. That's the Fast and Furious. John Ireland, Dorothy Malone. Yeah, there you go. Very cool. And here are a couple I picked up from Walmart. Not a lot at Walmart anymore, as I've mentioned in another video. But every once in a while, I picked up Quantum Leap, the entire series, because it was down from like $40 to $9.99. I love Quantum Leap. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with it because I love the show, and I think the characters are great, and Scott Bakula's best character. But with the crappiest, most dissatisfying ending ever. I think I actually made a video of top series with the worst endings. And I think Quantum Leap might have even been number 1 because the ending was so dissatisfying. But try not to think about it and just kind of go through the other 4 or 5 seasons. So, and I got this one, Dream a Little Dream. The two Coreys, what is going on in Corey Feldman's head? He went through this isn't even like a costume for the film. This is how he used to dress, and kind of still does a little bit. The guy was, anyway. But this is a little body swapping romantic comedy they made back in the I believe 80s. Yeah, of course it's the 80s, with the other Corey and Meredith Salinger. It was really cute. So, yeah, there you go. There's a whole number where he dances around, very Michael Jackson-like. He was really into the Michael Jackson thing. Probably wrong guy to idolize, but at least at that time. But yeah, they just kind of came out with this one for, I guess it's a 25-year anniversary of this film. Is it? There's a 25 there? I don't know. Anyway, that's from Walmart. And then this is from Book Off, my local, or somewhat local, used book and movie place where I find more of the classic movies. start off with Scaramouche. Stuart Granger, Eleanor Parker, Janet Leigh, and Mel Ferrer. I've heard of Scaramouche, but I've never actually seen it. So I like the, he's kind of like a Zorro type character or a Scarlet Pimpernel type characters. Adventure, I like that sort of thing. In the Good Old Summertime with Judy Garland and Van Johnson. Now this is actually a version of the Shop Around the Corner, I believe. Yep. Shop Around the Corner. I think, let's see, I think Shop Around the Corner was first, and this was kind of or maybe this was first, but there was also a more modern remake with Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan called You've Got Mail. Most of you probably remember that one. But I think this version was a musical. Yeah, I've never actually seen it. I didn't even know this one existed. I thought it was just two versions of it, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Love Judy Garland. And then of Mice and Men, this is the probably for me the best version. This is the one with Burgess Meredith and Lon Chaney Jr. in a rare non-horror role, but he plays Lenny. There's some old some of the Looney Tune cartoons sometimes have characters that kind of like do. I think they're making fun of. Well, not making fun of, but homage in Lon Chaney Jr.'s version of Lenny in this one. Yeah. And the picture of Dorian Gray with George Sanders, Donna Reed, Angela Lansbury. There she is, Angela Lansbury. Not just the teacup in Beauty and the Beast, guys. Classic actress. And Santa Claus the movie, Dudley Moore and John Lithgow. This is by the Salklins, the guys that brought us Superman the movie. Turns out that I think I already have this one. So mostly I got it because I'm currently showing movies in my passport office during walk-in nights when people come in to wait, and they have to wait a couple of hours usually for service. And so I'll show them a movie, and it's very difficult to find a movie that is all right to show because everybody's so freaking triggered by every damn thing these days. So I figured maybe a Santa Claus movie, but still I probably should watch it again because who knows? Sometimes they're in the most innocent thing. There's something that you get all triggered about these days. Food of the Gods. This is one I've been wanting for a while. One taste is all it takes. This is an H.G. Wells story, but it's this version they made in the 70s. And every time I would find it, it's either overly high priced, especially for a used movie, or it's scratched or something. So with Marjo Gordner. It's a name you don't hear about that often. So John Cypher, who ended up playing, I believe, Man-at-Arms in the Masters of the Universe movie. So, yeah, I remember seeing this on Channel 5 a lot when I was a kid. So, it's a good one. The He-Man She-Ra Christmas Special. Again, when I got to show in the waiting room at my passport office for Christmas. Show the kids what the real She-Ra looks like. Instead of that flat-chested version we got these days. And what He-Man was supposed to be like, not this weird Kevin Smith tragic version. So. And Bye Bye Birdie with Janet Leigh, Dick Van Dyke, Anne Margaret, Maureen Stapleton. Yeah, I've seen bits and parts of it here and there, but I've never actually sat through the whole thing. So I've always wanted this one for a while now. And yeah, I like these happy films. I need more happy films like that. The one and only. This is a Henry Winkler film. This is around the time he was on Happy Days, and he made a couple of films to try to break out of the whole Fonzie mold, which weren't big hits, but I remember this one. It was very different for him. It was so weird to see him. He was so strongly identified with Fonzie, but it was a good film. Yeah. Oh, directed by Carl Reiner. I didn't realize that. Papillon. Steve McQueen and Dustin Hoffman. Really good film. Bit sad at times, but really well done film. Just like that one. Season 1 of Sherlock. I've got season 4, I think, and one of the other ones, but I've been slowly trying to get these. They're so high priced, but pretty good version of Sherlock Holmes done in modern times by some of the creators of Doctor Who. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and Unopened too. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids with Rick Moranis back when he was still around. Yeah, it's pretty good movie. The sequel's pretty good too. And the Buddy Holly story. This is with Gary Busey. Yeah, Gary Busey before he just kind of became just nuts, just a nut bar. But he was a good actor, remember? Yeah, this is a pretty good biopic. Like all biopics, of course, they play fast and loose with the facts, but it's pretty well done. And apparently he did his own singing in this movie, so that's pretty good. And here's one that I've already got, but Bridge on the River Kwai. Of course, I've already got this film, but yeah, it's a collector's edition, which I cannot resist. And maybe we should take a closer look at this. So, open it up here. That. Ooh. Of course, we got our booklet. There's usually a booklet here with pictures and information. Got the other disc there, and we got some lobby cards, it looks like, or at least little versions of lobby cards. It's not even opened. I bought this at a used place, so I haven't even opened these yet. But yeah, these are what the lobby cards used to look. These are short or little versions of what the lobby cards used to look like. I miss lobby cards. Goes right in there. So that's pretty good for a used one. I mean, you can see it's a little bit. This is like opened up there, but got the 2 discs there. That's not bad. So basically, it's all that. Yeah. Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. And finally, from Book Off, it is called Book Off, and they do sell used books there. And though I mostly get movies, I do occasionally get a book or two. And so I got this. I did used to collect comic books, but comics have just gone off the rails lately. I stopped collecting them before now anyway. They started to get too violent and grim for me and gory. But now it's just full of agenda and just ridiculousness. So I've started to collect some of the older ones. They come in these showcase. And they're in black and white, but there are some in color. But I actually remembered this one. I'm looking at it. The one where Superman becomes not a good-looking guy. He wants to see if Lois still loves him. Yeah, silly stories, but innocent stories. And boy, these covers really got your attention, though. I gotta say, in those days. So yeah, I'd rather go for the innocence and simplicity of these older storylines than some of the stupidity that we have these days with all the agendas and preaching and stuff. Just there are better ways to do diversity than they're doing these days. And the other one is Justice League America, because I've always liked the Justice League of America. And again, what they have today is ridiculous. So yeah, the early days of the Justice League of America. Yeah, there are color versions out there, but the riddle of the robot Justice League. See? It's great. Great stuff. Awesome. Like it. And finally, I've been getting ordering a lot of stuff from Amazon. And so here we go. Tom Thumb. This is a George Pal movie. I've been trying to finish my George Pal collection. So I've been getting a lot of his stuff, but yeah, a lot of stuff that before when I tried to get it wasn't available, and now suddenly it is. So that's nice. Right there. I remember seeing this when I was a kid. Flame in the Arrow, Burt Lancaster, Virginia Mayo. I love this film. I used to watch it with The Crimson Pirate, my favorite pirate movie. Another Burt Lancaster. But you got Burt Lancaster, Virginia Mayo. You got his buddy from the circus days, Nick Cravat, in it as well, and it's fantastic. I showed The Crimson Pirate at in the waiting room at work for passports, and then I was going to show this, but as I was watching it, I saw there's a point where he kidnaps her because his son is kidnapped by her uncle, and they of course don't get along at first because she's kind of a royalty and he's just a commoner and all that stuff, and he thinks that she's snooty and she kind of looks down on him. But of course by the end of the film they fall in love. But before they do fall in love, he kidnaps her to kind of try to get his son back, and he even says to her, "I'm not going to hurt you, I just want my son back." But of course, he has to hold her, and he puts her in chains and puts a chain around her neck and kind of, and it's nothing torturous or anything like that. And within the context of the film, he's just holding her until he can, barter with her uncle, who of course turns out to be a real jerk and doesn't care about her. But he doesn't treat her badly. In fact, there's some funny moments when she's trying to get away. But that's enough to get people all triggered, so I couldn't show it. So I had to not show a really good, fun adventure movie because people will get all crazy about something like that. Jeez. This world is really pissing me off. Whoops. And then the Muppet movie. So yeah, I've been wanting to get the Muppet movie for a while. This is the original Muppet movie, the first movie. I also showed this in my passport office, and when I went in there to look, all the kids were like on their phones and stuff, and the adults were all on their phones. It's like, wow, not even the Muppets can get you off the phone. How sad is that? Jeez. And that answers the question why I have a YouTube channel, because I want to relate to other people like me who would not be on their phones if someone was showing them the Muppet movie. Okay. And I got a couple of CDs as well. I love Weird Al Yankovic, and I have most of his CDs, but there were a couple that I didn't have, mostly the older ones. These are the ones with his older parodies from the 80s and 90s. What I like about these is that I'm familiar with most of the songs that he's parodying. So that's kind of cool. But the great thing about Weird Al Yankovic is that he's such a good songwriter that even like the more modern ones, Living with a Hernia, yeah, I may not know the songs that he's referring to, that he's parodying, but his version ends up being hilarious. There's one he has called White and Nerdy, which is a parody of some rapper or something today, but I don't even know it, but I know his version, White and Nerdy, and it's hilarious. I didn't even need to know the original. Plus, a lot of people don't know that Weird Al's doesn't do just parodies. He actually, like, half of them are parodies and the other half are originals, and sometimes done in the style of a certain artist or genre. But yeah, mostly original stuff and along with the parodies. So this one's got Eat It, The Brady Bunch, I Lost on Jeopardy. So that's fun. I think this completes my Weird Al collection. I do actually have all his albums. And I've seen him in concert. Probably the best concert I've ever been to. Okay, lastly, this is the one I was talking about. This is what I've been wanting for a long, long time. And for a long time it was unavailable, or it was available at like $100 or something. But finally got it. The Wonderful World of the Brothers Grimm. This is another George Pal movie, George Pal production anyway. This is the fictionalized story of the Brothers Grimm, the guys that wrote the fairy tales of Cinderella, Snow White, all the big ones that we're aware of, the ones that Disney made all their classics that they're now remaking into live versions with diversity and all that. That don't make any sense. But this is, yeah, you got the dragon, You got this one for the longest time. It was done in this weird like not letterbox, this weird CinemaScope version where they filmed it with 3 cameras. So I remember seeing it at the theater in Hollywood. Oh gosh, I'm forgetting everything. The big bowl theater, the round one. I'll try to put a picture of it in here if I remember. That one. Anyway, that had a really big screen, and it but you could still see the different different little screens for the 3 cameras. I do have it on video cassette, but on the video cassette version you see the 3 there's a little cut between the 3 parts of where the cameras were. I don't know what's wrong with me today. But anyway, they fixed it up a little bit. You can still kind of see it a little bit, but mostly you can't. And they've got these 2 versions. The Smilebox version is this weird curved version. But anyway, regardless, it's a good movie. It's this 2-disc version. It's awesome. Yeah, the little... It's great. I was so glad to get it. This is one of the ones that I've been looking for and waiting for a long time. And I'm very glad it finally came out. And it's a story of the brothers, and then in between, they also tell their little vignettes of the actual stories that they're telling. They go into the story of the Cobbler and the Elves, the Dancing Princess, and the Singing Bone, and then they come back to the story of the brothers. But it's a nice little double feature with Hans Christian Andersen with Danny Kaye. He's also a little fictionalized version of that storyteller. So this is really great. Now, I have another Amazon package that is on the way, and I think I'm probably going to wait to post this until I get that one, because that one I do want to show as well. So there'll be a little bit of an addition to this video before I end it. So, all right. Okay, here's the bonus content that I promised you. It turns out that before I do that actual one that I wanted to show you that I was waiting for from Amazon, there's a couple more things that I forgot to show you that I bought recently at another used bookstore in Valencia, California, when I went to visit a friend of mine out there. So just 3 items. But I got a copy of The Old Man and the Sea, Ernest Hemingway novel, of course, very famous movie, stars Spencer Tracy. Okay, it's a pretty nice copy. And I got this Louis L'Amour copy of the book Flint. I love these versions. I'm collecting these. Every time I see them, I try to get one. There's a similar black version of the Agatha Christie novels, but these are pretty good. I love Louis L'Amour. I love his stories, his westerns, and also his adventure stories. I just like the way he writes, and I've always been into special effects ever since I was a kid, movie special effects. So back in the day when there was no YouTube, you would just kind of hope that somebody would make some kind of documentary or show some kind of behind the scenes footage. Usually it was George Lucas. Thank you, George. And you'd buy any book that you could find. So I found this one. It's kind of heavy, so it's probably not going to fit on there. There you go. One of the more modern ones, of course, an oral history of special effects. Well, let me see if I can show you some stuff. It's got modern stuff, of course, but it kind of goes into the history. Now, I've got a couple of other books that are similar like this, but what I like about it is that it does go back to other techniques besides just computer stuff. That's the problem with special effects these days. It's all computer all the time, and that's all they talk about. Even though they still use prosthetic makeup and other types of effects these days, all they ever talk about in books and documentaries and even behind the scenes stuff is the CGI stuff. So pretty nice book, pretty heavy book. I'll add it to my collection of movie books, which I keep promising to show you guys at some point. I will. I have a couple of huge ILM books, Industrial Light and Magic, that I got back in the day, which would be really cool. Okay, now, so this is the thing that I was talking about. I was waiting for this to arrive from Amazon, and it arrived yesterday. And that is the Mysterians. Let's get a little closer. Mysterians. There you go. Okay. This is a Japanese monster movie, or kaiju movie, as they call them. Most of you probably are familiar with the Godzilla movies. Those are kaiju movies. This is the most famous one, and probably, I assume, the most that there are of those are the Godzilla movies. But there are some other non-Godzilla movies, and I've been wanting to collect those as much as I can. And one of the big ones is called The Mysterians, because why not? And they've got this big robot here called Mogera, which actually made an appearance in a later Godzilla film. So yeah, but I've always wanted this one. It's one of those movies that's kind of hard to find, and even when you finally did find it on Amazon, it was kind of high priced, and so I was waiting for a while for it to see if it comes down, but it doesn't seem to come down in price. So I just finally figured out I'll pull the trigger and add it to my Toho Kaiju collection. So yeah, there you go. That's all for now. Yeah, it's I'm not a weekly movie buyer. I know a lot of you do that, but I don't have the room, and but more importantly, there's just not enough stuff in today's movie making that interests me. It's all so much garbage. So I tend to go to the older stuff, classic stuff more, and collect it over the weeks and months. There you go. Okay. I hope you enjoyed that. I know a lot of you seem to like these haul videos, so that's what I got. I will see you guys next time, and keep watching those movies.